You know, all those thoughts that you say to yourself, just get flat. Just get me flat. And I'll never do this again. Okay, Chantal. Good morning, everybody on YouTube. I want to welcome you to the 10-minute trade room. We are testing the NQ market open with a setup we've been testing this week. Mark, so what stop are you using on your NQ open these days? How big? Right, so it's in the neutral zone. It's above and below the VWAP. It's both. It's been above and below the VWAP. So the 200 tick stop might make quite a bit of sense. It really might. I'm using 150. I'm using 150. Now, if it goes 70 ticks, it moves my stop to break even plus 10. Now, it's on a day like today where I'm feeling like there's my stop, hits my first, it hits that second move. Now, making my target bigger and I'm trailing because I would be done. And I'm doing that. We got to get to University of Michigan. It's going to hit the target. So it would have hit the 100 target. The setup is surviving. The question is whether or not we should use the 200 tick stop. Okay. That's the question. Should you use the 200 tick stop? But the setup is surviving. It's surviving. So it's an interesting setup. It's an interesting setup. So let me just get the next trade set up. So for me, I traded oil before the open, made money. I got stopped on the gold open, and the NQ open worked again. Okay? NQ open worked again. Hey, did anybody watch 1883? Anybody watch the TV show 1883? NASDAQ is going to test the low, right? You got a magnet trade on the NASDAQ. So if I didn't have a trade, I would leave my software on this morning and I would probably trade. I would probably trade. But I want to show you all what I'm going to do with our trade. All right, so I'm trading gold. I'm not going to trade after the trade today. Okay, so I'm not using any indicators to help me with this trade. Okay, I'm trading this as a trap trade. I mean, maybe I'll look at the NQ. I'm going to look at the NQ. Gold's getting close to rollover. Let me get all my charts set up so we can talk about this. Let me put the news up. Because of the world crisis, right? Everything that's changing and going on new in the markets, we're going to fund our account bigger and start trading opens, oil, gas. We're going to start doing things a little bit differently, not giving up on family money trades. There still are family money trades. but we're going to do everything from one account. We're going to kind of do a reset, do everything from one account, particularly because the world situation is changing things so much. We're not going to stop doing anything that we've been doing. We're just going to add some things. Because we're definitely going to do the opens, at least CL and NQ. Haven't decided about gold. I don't do as well with gold. And frankly, I don't want to have an early morning room every morning. Unless I'm doing really well with it. So we'll decide. But oil, in other words, I don't mind. It's not the early time either. I don't mind. I like trading oil better than gold. I just like it better. I just I see it better for me right now, anyway. But we'll decide. It's going to be gradual. It's not going to happen like everything's going to. Well, I'm planning on doing some things next week, probably. And next week is a very busy week for regular, normal trades. Okay, so the NQ has not tested the low yet. All right. So here's the Michigan news this morning with pending home sales. And it has done this before, traded with pending home sales. Okay. Um, you would back off the open when there's a lot of news. Define what you mean by that. Define what you mean by that. If there's a lot of news, you would not trade the gold open. Oh, like FOMC day. Right. Yeah, I think that makes sense. I think that makes sense. Yeah, I think oil open is still viable on FOMC day. So University of Michigan, the trap I've been using, and I've tested 4 months. And my tiers are 8 and 14. My activation preparation seconds is 5. The time of the event is 10 o'clock. Okay. And my stop is 18. My stop is 18. Um, bracket center is the default price at the time. Average price bar is default 10. Wait for spike 5. One position in each. Okay, so you know what we expect with the trap trade. We expect, so 5 seconds before the news, my orders will appear on the chart. I expect that when the news comes out, it will fill one or two of my tiers. And then we'll see how it responds. If it, the idea is if it goes up, we're going to be short. If it goes down, we're going to be long. Okay. If it just goes in one direction, that is the enemy of the trap trade. Okay? That's the enemy of the trap trade. So a trap trade is a specialized reversal trade. That's what a trap trade is. It's a specialized reversal trade. Yeah, CL on inventory. I haven't done a lot of testing yet, Mark. Chantal seems to think it's okay. I think because there's no pit anymore, that's why things are so different. Definitely because there's no pit, it really changes things a lot, changes things quite a bit. Anybody have any questions? Let me show you the trap setup again. Let's check our time sync. So we check our time sync by going to the website time.is, and that puts me in sync. Now, the new setup, not the new setup, the trap trade setup, trap trade V3. Not a lot to choose. I'm choosing my account. I have tier one, which really just think of the tiers as your orders, your brackets. Tier one is 8 ticks from current price. Tier two is 14. Time of the event, the news comes out at 10 o'clock. Trade time, 10 o'clock. And the activation time, preparation seconds. How many seconds before the news comes out do you want to put your orders on the chart? That's what that means. Okay. How many seconds before the news comes out do you want to put your orders on the chart? 5 seconds. Okay. And then my stop is 18. Break even profit ticks will be removed. It doesn't belong there. Okay. One position for each tier. That's my setup. Okay. Any questions? Any questions? So, are people interested? We're having a webinar with Tick Strike. I believe it's a week from Saturday. And we're going to have, looks like we'll have two special offers. Okay. We'll have a extend your trade room time offer with software, and we'll have a Tick Strike offer. That's what it's looking like. It's not set in stone yet. That's what it's looking like. I'm curious. There's a lot of people here. Would you type in if you like doing the opens and you're interested in the indicator? Do you like what you see so far? Anybody have a thought? Because nobody has said anything over the past 10 days. Is this something you like? You don't like? You're happy we're doing it? You're not happy we're doing it? Anybody want to type in what you think? I'd certainly, Fred, I love hearing you say that. Great. Derek, that's exactly the idea. Fred, love the opens, making daily goal using micros. That's awesome, Fred. No reason you can't use the MNQ on our micro setup. Fred, are you using micro oil? Are you trading micro oil on the oil setup? And then Derek says yes to opens. Maybe we can use the volatility to our advantage. Definitely. Definitely. Um, Fred's using MGC. and micro oil. So that's good to know. You can definitely, you don't have to risk the NQ setup. You can make pretty decent money with micros trading our NQ setup. And maybe next week, I'll start trading it live with micros on the NQ until we get our account funded. Yeah, you know what, Dutchy? The MCL's been getting a little bit better. It's been getting a little bit better. I agree that the MCL has had bad liquidity and bad volume. But over the past month, it's been improved. It has been improved. I did want to look at gold's volume. I hate MGC. I hate MGC. I just hate it. I don't enjoy trading MGC, but I totally get it. And I'm tempted to trade it on the open also because the gold open, I struggle with it. I have more problems on the gold open than any other of the setups that we're doing. GC 622. So gold rolls over next week. Okay. Gold rolls over to 6 next week. Um, Derek, what do you mean? Do you want to see them? Is that what you're saying? Do you want me to try doing them so you could see them? Ah, next week, um, I'll definitely do the MNQ. I'll probably do the MNQ live. I'm thinking MNQ live next week. Only because I don't think we should risk $1,500 on an open trade unless we have more money in our account. So I think it's proper money management for us. The setup's been great, but I think you want to do, have good money management. So I don't know anything about it, but nah, I'm not going to talk about it. I've just been thinking about a Ukrainian no-fly zone. You know what? One of the problems is you don't know which news can be believed. I don't know what to believe about what's really going on in the war. Our news media definitely wants to say that Russia is doing horrible. Our news media is definitely going to be slanted. But the latest reports are that Ukrainian forces have beaten back and retaken some land and stuff. Our news media would have you believe that this is a monstrous mistake for Putin. Is that the truth? That's what I guess time will tell. NQ has not tested that magnet, right? In fact, it retraced quite a bit when I would have been interested in taking that magnet trade. I might have got stopped, right? I might have gotten stopped. All right, some YouTube questions. Raphael, what were you saying sounds interesting, but it's a different way to trade? Raphael, on YouTube. Any and folks on YouTube, if you want to give us a couple of likes out there, sign up for the channel. You know the routine. Hit the notification bell so you know the next time we're going to stream. Next week is going to be a busy, busy week. Family money trades, old prime trades, opens. We have a little bit of everything next week. So we're just waiting now for the 10 o'clock news. If you're ADD like me, you might want to check your time sync again if you're a lunatic by going to the website time.is. So I'm always checking my time sync, always checking it. So I don't know what the market's going to do on this news. There's no DMM. I've done a lot of testing on the trap trades. The trap trades have been pretty good on the home news. And what I'd like to see is the news as close to what's expected as possible. That would be good. Having the news as close to what's expected as possible. That would be a bonus. That would be a bonus. So we'll see. The NQ, I think the NQ is getting ready to test that low. At some point, we know it's going to test it. It's just what it does. Now, don't forget the buttons for the trap trade. You've got the combine button. Cancel is cancel the outer tier if it doesn't get filled. Remember, there's going to be two brackets above the current price. Sometimes the first bracket or tier will get filled and the second one won't. And price will start moving in the direction you want it to. So you cancel the outer tier. We don't really use the adjust button anymore because we don't put our orders on early enough to adjust the price. In the old days, we used to put the trap trade on 40 seconds before the news came out. We don't do that anymore. Nowadays, we put the orders on only a couple of seconds before the news because the volatility of the market. If you put your orders on the market 40 seconds early, it might be too volatile and fill you in a trade before the news comes out. In the old days, you could get away with that. And sometimes today you can still get away with that. And then the adjust button would move the orders a little bit closer to a better fill if there's movement before the news comes out. You can watch, there's 3 videos up on our user website under Quick Start, JOBB software trap trade. There's actually 4 videos. There's 3 videos and a webinar. about the old version of the trap. But the explanation, how it works, the concept, even though we don't trade it exactly the same way now, it's good education. I recommend that everybody do the quick start on the trap trade. Okay. And YouTube, thanks everybody for giving us the likes. Love if you give us some more. Sign up for the channel. Hit that notification bell. You'll know the next time we're streaming. Next week is going to be a monster week. Lots of trades, quarterly grains, U.S. jobs, ISM manufacturing. Did I say ADP? Family money trade. You know, even though the U.S. jobs report's been tough, it's still a family money trade for me because it has an opportunity to make really good money. And I would trade it. I always trade it. You know, it's not always going to work out. It has a history of difficulty sometimes. So the news is going to come out. There's the news. I'd like it to fill me on the upside. So the news is not radical today. It's not radical. I'd probably give it a minute. If it doesn't fill in a minute, I think it's going to fill. I think it's going to fill. But not a big reaction to the report, honestly. Not a very big reaction. So usually, you know, I like to give this report, all the traps, a minute or two. So our first tier filled, okay? I preferred that direction. I feel that gold is heavier to the downside, even though the news is a push to the up. Now I'm thinking of canceling the outer tier because I don't think it's going to fill now. If I get 10 ticks, so my outer tier is filled. If I can get $100 out of this trade, I'll take it. It's not moving great. So I don't want to see it, you know, go too far against me. And because we're not, it's just not getting much action here. So I think I kind of just want out because I'm not getting good behavior out of this. So I'll take 6 ticks. Pending homes is very late. No, pending homes is out. Pending homes is out. You know, 6 ticks, not really great movement, just a lot of mediocre chopping around. So I'm not sorry. Look, I got out and it's really gone against us now a little bit. We still wouldn't be stopped out. Still wouldn't be stopped out. But yeah, just not a great move. Slow fill. News was all negative. It should actually push gold up. But you know, I'm so impatient. I'm impossible. I'm impatient. Definitely impatient. So I made 6 ticks. I still think the whole concept of the trap trade's working great. And I'm going to start doing multiple tiers on the first tier. Multiple tiers on the first tier. So small profit. Does anybody have any questions? Anybody have any questions? It's been an interesting week. Not a lot of real trading, but a lot of good testing that should set us up for a lot to do next week. That's how I see it. Lot to do next week. My feeling is oil opens, NQ opens, and then a very busy week next week. I'm not dying to do the gold opens with, regularly, only because I struggle with the gold opens. I'll do more work on the gold open probably on my own. Does anybody have any questions? Is anybody trading these trap trades with me? Is anybody trading them with me? Thank you, everybody on YouTube. If you'd give us a like before you go, and on YouTube, why don't you join our trade room? Learn how to do this with us, right? Learn how to do this. We have a great offer for the trade room. We'll teach you everything we can about our system. Let me show you. You can join our trade room, www.jointhetraderoom.com. It's only $97 a month. It's a steal. We'll teach you how to do what we do. Trade the opens. We have good setups. Trade the news. www.jointhetraderoom.com. Love to see you join up with us. Anybody have questions for our regular folks? Next week, very busy, very interesting week. We definitely got out at the right time, everybody. Got out at the right time. Negative news, everything negative may be pushing gold up a little bit. Okay. All right. Possible. Possible. So I want to wish everybody have a great weekend. I'll be doing my podcast, weekly wrap up podcast this week. And I'll see everybody Monday. We'll be doing the oil open Monday and the NQ open Monday at a minimum. So I'll see everybody Monday in the trade room. Definitely got out at the right time. No doubt about it. No doubt about it. Everybody have a great, great weekend. Thanks everyone on YouTube again. And I'll see everybody next week. I'm just